What's up, guys? Mystics here, and what I'm showing you right now is Flight Simulator on the Asus ROG Ally. So let us talk a little bit about this device. In my previous video, I was ranting about how this device has been such a pain, where in the sense of the Bluetooth losing connection, the Wi-Fi losing connection, games be crashing and all that stuff. And this is my second unit. I only have it for like 2 days now, and it's been doing a pretty decent job so far. Only thing I'll say, if you're gonna get this device and you're having issues, just take it back to the store where you bought it from and get an exchange. A lot of people bashing the Asus ROG Ally, that's a piece of trash and all of that stuff. And I understand why people would bash this device, because there's so many YouTubers out there hyping it up as a Steam Deck killer, which I think is kind of idiotic, because it's putting on pressure on Asus. So now Asus is gonna have to deliver on such a promise. And in the beginning, it's been out for like what, 2-3 weeks, and it's been plagued with issues, and a lot of people jump in on Asus that they're a piece of trash. But you got to understand, when things are mass produced, there's going to be a good chance that a few devices slip through the quality control crack. So they're going to have some unfortunate and disappointed consumers complaining about the device that is a piece of trash. It's not so much it's a piece of trash, it's just that a few bad units fall through the crack. And then you got to take into consideration the operating system that it's using. It's running on Windows, and everybody knows Windows got its problems. But overall, this device is giving you something that Steam Deck doesn't give. Full HD screen, IPS panel, 120 FPS, 1080p, and yes, as a new device, it's gonna have issues. It's not gonna do everything perfect because it's a new device. But the good thing is, in my opinion, if Asus continually to improve on the performance of the device, like say more updates that's going to bump up the performance instead of decreasing the performance, like with the latest BIOS 1.319, and set of software updates where you can save battery life, then it'll be great. But you got to bear in mind, a lot of people buy this to play the AAA games, and AAA games are GPU hungry and battery hungry, so you're gonna have to expect these things. And overall, I would say this is a great device. I like it so far. This is my second unit, and this is day 2. And running Flight Simulator is pretty smooth on this device. I have no issues so far running Flight Simulator. And right now, I have Flight Simulator at on the highest resolution, 1080p, and I'm getting at least 22 FPSs. The temperature is running at is 82 degrees. 24 FPS is 82 degrees. The APU wattage is 30 watts, and the GPU is at 98, and it's not bad. And don't criticize me for my flying skills. I'm not good at Flight Simulator, but I just want to show you the potential of this device. And what I'm going to do right now, I'm using a cheap $35 controller that I got on Amazon, and it works pretty fine with this game. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the resolution of this game. I'm going to bring it up to 720, and so you could see the difference in FPSs. So I'm going to go to 720. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. So with it dropped to 720, I'm getting easily 31, 32 FPSs, and the APU watt is at 30, which is cool still. I can dig that. I can dig that. And the game runs on Flight Simulator run pretty smooth on this device. No hiccups, everything just buttery smooth. And to get in the 30s, you have to drop the resolution, unfortunately, because this game is taxing on the GPU, so it's not going to give you the high frame rate. And I think Flight Simulator top FPS is 60, if I'm not mistaken. So you guys can correct me. Leave your comments, let me know what you think. Alright, and then now I'm going to switch the resolution to 480p and see how it looks like and how it operates. 480p. It kind of look choppy and whatnot. And in this game, you can select it to VR mode, but we ain't got no VR, so we ain't gonna worry about that. So in 420 480p, it still looks pretty good. You could see a little rough edges, but the FPS have improved. Yeah. And last time I checked it out on 480, I was getting almost 60 FPS on 480p. So right now, as you can see, I'm getting 40 FPS, 41, keep climbing up, and the APU wattage is at 29. And this game plays pretty good even in battery mode. So let me just plug the power out. It's going to be running on battery mode. And in the battery mode, the wattage is 5.2 because of the low resolution. And I'm getting right now approximately like in the high to mid 30s in FPS, and it still looks good. Still looks pretty good. And the APU wattage is 25, and because of a low resolution, the battery wattage is at 18. Now it jump up to 30.4 watts. It's jumping up, and the temperature is steady around 76 degrees Celsius. With the battery mode now on, I'm just going to jump all the way to 1080p in the resolution. I'm just going to jump straight to 1080p so you guys could see. And it still performs well because I did it at 1080p before I did this video, and it plays exceptionally well even on battery mode. So put it on 1080p in battery mode, and right now the battery wattage is at 30%. I mean 30 watts. The FPS I'm getting easily in the 20s. Early on in the video, early on when I was playing this game, I was getting in the 30s, 31, 35, but things change overall. These games, you can't expect too much. Like I said, these games are graphically intensive games. It's so demanding on the CPU and the GPU. So you got to bear in mind that to get the optimum performance, you got to lower the resolution, and it still looks fantastic even when you lower the resolution. And I ain't mad with it. I ain't mad with it at all. So I'm getting in the 20s. The APU wattage is at 25, and the battery wattage is going up to like almost 35 watts. But I realized the sweet spot when you're playing Flight Simulator on battery mode. The sweet spot is 720 on this device. The sweet spot is 720 because I noticed some performance difference, and it looks pretty good with it. So when you put it at 720, like I just want to show you real quick, if I can get the chance to. You won't give me the chance, but anyway, I'll skip that for now. So if you're taking this on the road with you, the ideal resolution is 720 because with 720 you still get great visuals, and you can get at least in the 30s because right now I'm getting 30 FPS, and oftentimes when I was playing it, I'm getting at least on the battery mode at 720p. The highest I've ever got was 36, 37 on battery mode in 720p. So this got potential. And what I would say with the system, yes, it's kind of having some issues right now, but give it some time. I would say give it at least 6 months so Asus can iron out the kinks and do some software updates that's going to make it better. And good thing I like about it, whatever retailer you buy it from, I bought mine from Best Buy, and they don't give me no hassle about it. And I even read somewhere on Asus website that if you got the issues with it, just exchange it. And just like I did, I went to Best Buy. They didn't argue with me when I returned my first unit. They just take it and boom, went into the back, give me a brand new one, and it works perfectly fine. But what I would say with people that's scared of updating the device for potential issues like what I stated in my first video, you don't have to update anything. But I would suggest you update everything for Windows. The only if you want to update things for the Armory Crate and for Asus, do it. The only thing I would suggest to you that to avoid updating the BIOS, because there's several YouTubers, even myself, notice a great performance drop when we update to the BIOS 1.319. So I would suggest, if you're going to get this device, update everything except for the BIOS. And I don't know if it's the BIOS that caused the first system to have poor Wi-Fi connection, poor Bluetooth connection, games like Spider-Man, My Morales be crashing, and those stuff, and poor battery life. It could be the GPU, I mean, it could be the BIOS, or it could just be a faulty unit, because like I said, anything that's mass produced, at least 1 out of 2 units is gonna slip through the quality control, and you're gonna get a bad one. Nothing is guaranteed. It's just like playing the lottery. You play 6 numbers. Your chances of hitting all 6 numbers is slim to none. But you're going to be the lucky ones if you hit it. Not everybody's going to be a winner, and it's the same thing with everything in life. Not everybody's going to be a winner, but it does consistent persistence. Continue trying. Continue trying. You never know. And like I said, I'm not going to bash Asus, and I think what makes it so difficult for Asus to even get a footing is everybody hyping it up to be the Steam Deck killer, and that put immense pressure on Asus. Because remember, this came out, they made the announcement on April Fools, and they released it in June, just a few months. So I think that a lot of things about this device has been rushed. So, and I know for them rushing it, they're glad that users are sending them feedback on the device so they could go and make some adjustments. So that's why I said just give it at least 6 months, and I believe it will be a great competitor towards the Switch and the Steam Deck. But until then, I'll keep my reservations about this thing, because for some of it still got some issues. But like I said, the secure unit, I have no issues yet. But bear in mind, there's going to be issues if you get this device. You could be the lucky ones that don't, but bear in mind that you could have issues. But it's still a great device for what it does. Play AAA games. You can do your Windows stuff. This is a portable Windows gaming laptop. That's what this is. But anyhow, as I will show you some little flying on Flight Simulator, I'm not the best at this game, but I just want to show you the power of this device, how you can handle it pretty well. And on battery mode, they're getting steady 30 FPS, so that's pretty decent with a low resolution. At 480p, you're getting at least in the 40s, near 50s, so this got potential. And right now, and I want to say this before I go, this game is battery hungry. Cause see, I just plugged it off the power adapter. And right now I'm at 88% in battery. So a lot of people complain that the battery life is not good. You got to bear in mind, these graphically intense games are going to use up a lot of juice. So what do you expect? That's for you bashing them that the battery life is not good. I think some of us are being pretty unreasonable, because you can't play a AAA game and expect indie game performance in battery. That don't make no sense. Or let me correct myself. You can't expect a single A game performance on the battery. I don't ever say it right, but anyway, let me not embarrass myself no more. My point is, if you get what I'm trying to say, you can't expect to play something that's so graphically intense and get optimum battery usage. It's not going to happen. You got to be reasonable here, and I think the battery on the Asus is pretty decent. I think the system optimized and it's doing a great job. So anyhow, just give it a chance, all right? And I know because of $700, yes, you're going to expect everything, and you're going to throw everything at Asus and blame them. Don't blame them. Blame the software. Or if you want to blame something, blame Windows. But give them a chance, all right? Just like you give Steam Deck a chance, just like you give Nintendo Switch and other devices a chance, give them a chance, because I think it's a decent device for what it is. All right. So I just want to thank you guys for watching in this video. The subscribe, like, and share help it to grow, and I appreciate it. And thank you guys again. Hope to see you in the next video. Peace out.